Ready, set, go.
Hello guys, GoWrongCraft here, and welcome back on the AfterShock SMP. I am digging, and I think I may or may not owe you guys a little bit of an apology for the lack of AfterShock content. There's been the UHC, which should have probably gone up in almost its entirety by now. Oh god. And yeah, I've still been doing some Twilight Princess and other stuff, and I've been featured in other videos and things like the AfterShock Games Night. If those are going up already, I'm actually unaware of them being uploaded as of recording right now, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. I've been active, but not really on my own stuff. And the reason of that is that I've pretty much not really felt like recording for a while, and I don't know why. I just didn't really feel like it. Whenever I was like, I want to play a bit, I just played a bit. So I did make progress. As you can see over here, there's progress around us. But yeah, I didn't really record any of that progress, which, I mean, it's fine. I'm gonna walk you past it all right now and get you guys up to date, and then we'll do some things. I've got a really cool idea that I want to do this episode, which should be good. So let's get through the progress. I have made this area pretty much, and it's pretty huge. We are expanding the city quite rapidly. I've been doing this over the past week or so, and we've got these two houses, which I like this one because it's got the added thing. It's not just the regular square house, it also has that little thing next to it, which is pretty cool. Now there's another square house over here, which is also not that normal. It's got a staircase thing over here, which is a passage through to the other side. And then there's this house, which I'm actually quite proud of. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of rectangular, but it has like a thing like this and like that, and it goes all over the place, and I love it. It's a work in progress. Everything around here is, but it's pretty cool. Now over here is a bit of a dock, which is also pretty nice, and there's a bit of a landslide or something you could use to move boats downwards. And over here I want to make a boat, because this is also in Mushroom Island biome. I want to dig it out and then make a boat over there. Over there I also need to do some underwater digging. I'm saving the underwater terraforming for later times. For now I just want to focus on the inland, which I am doing pretty good. There's going to be a house over here. There's a bit of a dock-like area over here as well, with a future house. And there's an area over here with something, I don't know what to call this, but it looks pretty cool. There's flowers everywhere, all nice and cute. And yeah, I think that's about all the progress actually. You'd feel like it's more, but it's a lot of work, okay? I've also done a lot of digging to work on the mirror of this area. There's trees up there now, by the way. That's a hill we made like a long time ago. And now there's trees on top of it, and that's also in the mirror. And yeah, this area, I'm working on the mirror right now, which is looking pretty good, as you can see. And yeah, that's pretty much all. There's one more thing though. If we go around over here, you can see that over there's a really weird redstone structure. It's an AFK fish farm. I didn't know where to put it. I wanted to put it on the ground, but they're less efficient when you do it on the ground. So I thought, you know, let's just put it out here. I can take it down whenever I have to. But yeah, I've been AFK fishing to get some XP to make pickaxes, because that's pretty important. Because I'm doing a lot of digging, I need to do those pickaxes. Now there's a couple of things that come with that as well. Of course, I get a lot of enchanted books and a lot of saddles. My chests are actually piling with saddles now. There's more in the chest in the back over there. It's just saddles everywhere, and it's like, what do I do with them? I don't know, but oh well, what are we gonna do about it? Let's sleep real quick, and I'll grab this list I have over here. So I've now talked about projects and needing more pickaxes, so that can be scrapped. Now there's a couple of future plans that I've written down, one of which is the mountain facility. I've talked about that in previous episodes, that I want to make the mountain like a mining area and a processing of the mining goods area. And I don't really feel like working on that at the moment. It's a future thing that we'll work on at some point. Now I'm working in that area and it's going pretty well, so I want to work on it. I think one of the next steps I'm going to be taking is actually terraforming the entire outside of the island to have the rock faces, and I want to make one area that has kind of a beach, so I think that's the next step to do that. And then there is a thing that we're going to be working on today. It's a daylight sensor thing inside of the mountain. Now I'll get to that in a little bit. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm literally reading this off a list, so sorry if I sound a bit scripted or whatever. The sky needs to be mirrored. Now the sky is very light blue. At night it needs to be dark, so I don't want to go with the bright light blue, but the sky definitely needs to be mirrored, and I'm not 100% certain on how I'm going to be doing that. Of course I'm gonna make the entirety of the area blue, but do I want to have walls, or the other idea I had is to dig out pretty much as far as the eye can see and to have the blue floor as far as you can see, because that would be the most realistic. The only problem is that on this area where there is not a lot of thing, that would have to stretch out incredibly far underneath the ocean. Mobs will start spawning. I could put down carpets to prevent that, but that would cost a lot of wool and I don't feel like farming that. So I'm thinking that on some areas I will do I'll dig just as far as you can see the floor. Like behind the mountain I won't have to go that far, so that's where I'll do that, but I'll definitely make like a wall over there, so just cut it off, and probably over here as well. Not too sure, probably over there, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what I'll do, but it's complicated. Mirrors and skies. The sky mirror will be a thing at some point, but not in the near future, because I kind of want to do that when everything is done. Much like details like the terraforming of the ocean and the insides of the house. This is the last thing that I'll do. That's something I've already made up of. Oh, by the way, there's a boat over here. I like it. That's pretty cool. Anyway, and the last thing I want to talk about is the farmlands that are going to be over here. This road is going to turn into a more dirty, gravelly road, kind of the same thing we have all the way over there. We walked past a little bit ago. Let me just check it out real quick for you. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about this road over here. That's the kind of design I want to use in the farmland. And yeah, there's going to be wheat fields. Probably only that, because I like the color of it. I don't really want to have too much green in this area, as it is a snowy village. I think the bright yellow of the wheat will work, but I don't know, the green of the potatoes and stuff, not so much. So yeah, there will just be wheat fields, and there'll probably be a foresty area in the back or in the front. I'm not too sure on that either. I don't know, I'll just make it up as I go along. We're gonna have like, I think, one more house over here standing kind of up against this rock. It's gonna be a house over here, and then if you remember from long ago, we have a bit of a logging company over here, and we were still gonna make like a house for that and a processing area for the logs. That's still gonna happen over here, and then I think that's about all the buildings I'm still gonna make before we get into the farming district. So we're getting there, and that's pretty freaking cool. Now on to what we're going to be doing this episode, which was the daylight sensor thing I mentioned. Now what are we going to be doing? Let me get into a test world for that. So welcome to my test world. There's a couple of elder guardians, don't mind them. I was testing if you could put them in boats, which you can't, sadly. Otherwise I would have delivered an elder guardian to someone, but I think it's gonna get a bit too complicated right now, so not gonna be doing that. Anyway, what I want to show you is over here. There is this I did. And let me just quickly block this off. Now what you can see over here is when it turns... wait, let me close that off as well. When it turns daytime... what you can see, it just turned daytime and it powered for some reason. It should not have. But now it's off because there's no sunlight on this thing. So, when there is, it turns on. When you remove it again, it stays on for some reason, but if it turns night, it will turn off, and if it turns day again, it will stay off. So what you want to be doing is have something like this. Now let me just remove these blocks we made. And as you can see, light travels through the carpet, of course, and it's on. So just to prove it again, nighttime will turn off. At least it should. Come on. Yeah, there you go. It's off, and when it comes day, it turns on. So that's what we need. Exactly that. So I'm gonna be making this exact thing underneath the mountain. We're gonna have glass with a white carpet on top, and a daylight sensor, and we're gonna use that to light up parts of our city at night. Or no, during the day. During the day I want our city to be lit up, because at the moment when it's daytime on the server, the mirror of our city is very dark, and that doesn't look too great. Now at nighttime it doesn't really matter, because at nighttime of course that stuff's dark, so this should also be dark, that's fine. But during the daytime it's a bit weird that it's all dark down there, whereas it shouldn't be. So that's the thing I'm going to be doing. It's going to be costful because it's going to require a lot of glowstone, lots of redstone. And yeah, of course I'm not using torches or things like that, because the torches... what was I saying? The torches are lit up during the night as well, so if I light up, let's say, the mountain with torches, then it would be bright during the night, whereas this one would be dark. So we need to do it with redstone, we need to do it with the daylight sensor, and we're gonna do it now. So let me get the resources and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so the bottom lamps are in, and immediately I have a problem, and I don't know how when I got this idea, I thought I had a solution for this, but I can't remember it. Of course the light only goes so far. The rest of the mountain's still dark and looks weird. Now it looks even weirder because of the light down there. So I'm just not sure what I'm going to be doing. I have one idea, but it's going to be pretty expensive, I think, and I'm just not sure. If we go to my test world again, we will be able to look at it, and you will see... bum, ba, bum. Look at that. If I make it night. Look at that. The thing is entirely lit up. Why is that? Because there's glass and banners. You may have, maybe you saw it. Now the perspective we're going to be having on this thing would be something like this, and it would be upside down. And you know, from like this is where you would kind of be standing from the ice lake. You don't see it that well, so it's actually really good. So I think this is what I'm going to be doing, but shit, that's gonna be expensive. Like, this is 6 wool per banner, so for every and I think we gotta have the 2, right? Or is the 1? I think just the 1 is good, but and again that's 12 wool per. So I need a sheep farm, basically. That's the moral of the story. So yeah, let's ask people. Apparently this is what happens when you load the server. You press cancel and you open a single player world. What the hell is happening right now? I am seriously confused. Hi Bat. Can I move? I can walk around. I am going on adventures. Can I interact with anything? What the? Lava? Can I? What happens if I? Nope. What? I am confused. Help me. Get into the cave. Save me. Oh, it's a lava cave. Oh my. What? The world doesn't exist. Oh my god, I think I am in my survival test world, but like I'm in my test worlds, which is why I'm at Y4, because it's a super flat world, but it's actually loaded the server. So what? This is so confusing. Oh yeah, and I've actually moved. It's moved me to 5,000 minus. What? That is insane of a bug. Okay, light gray. That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to check what color wool I needed, which is light gray apparently. So I accidentally loaded the server. I pressed cancel. I loaded the single player world, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I need to kill myself to get back to the spawn. Hi, spawn. Okay. Well then, that was an interesting turn of events. Hi, Elder Guardian. Sheep. Sheep everywhere. Yeah, I made a bit of a little sheep farm. We've got quite a couple of sheep. I'm just breeding them pretty much constantly. And I've got these little holes of grass so that it never runs out of grass, and they keep regrowing their wool. And now we got a lot of wool, so I can start making those banners that we need. And then we can start lighting up the mountain. Whoa! Okay, so it's been a while since I've done this because I've been on vacation and stuff. So I'm re-looking this little thing I had on my testing world that you saw earlier, and I've just been doing some testing, and I tested like gradient banners. This one have gradients. It does not make it look better, so we're just gonna go with the plain banner, which is cheaper, so I'm fine with that. And then I've been looking at either grey or light grey stained glass, and light grey looks better. And now I'm looking at whether I want the lamp directly behind the glass, one block back from the glass, or one block diagonally above the glass. And it doesn't really make a difference. However, you can slightly see the lamp over there. It doesn't make that much of a difference as I thought. So I think we're just gonna go with this one, and if it doesn't look good after all, we can still change it, I guess. So yeah, work. Okay, so it's pretty much done. It's actually, I didn't have to craft any extra banners. It is done with the first batch I made, which I thought I'd need way more, but you can see the mountain is not lit up, and you know, during the night it's actually a little bit dark, like darker than darker than the normal mountain. However, it's not really a problem, I don't think. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to fix that. I'd have to do some some redstone magic to make it like dim lit. So that's not gonna happen. But during the day, if we go over here, you can see that the mountain is pretty well lit up, and it looks a lot better. And there's still some areas that I'm like, of course, the roof of that house and this area, but that's things I can't really fix, but I'm gonna try still. Of course, next up would be this little house, this little rock, that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it look good, because I can do the banner thing, but it's probably gonna look a little bit worse. So we're gonna try that at least. I'm gonna get another daylight sensor, gonna put some snow up here. Let's start with that. Oh well, I don't have a carpet. Okay, let me get prepared, because I'm not. Okay, so a banner didn't look good because it was too close to us, so I changed some things around, and it actually looks really good now. You see all the trees and the rocks are really bright. I've also added some lamps to the inside of this building to make it a little bit more bright, so that is good. And I think overall we are definitely getting somewhere that is really good. So look at that. I'm actually really happy with this, and I'm pretty sure that's all we're ever gonna need in this regards, like lamp wise. So I kind of want it to become night now, but I'm not gonna wait for 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna move on and do stuff. The sheep are kind of useless now. I spent quite a lot of time getting those, but they have already outlived their usefulness. So that's the sheep farm that is there now, and I'll probably keep for a little while, but not that long, because I don't need them. I'll probably keep them, because I might want to use woolen stuff soon. But I've spent a lot of time getting like a ton of wheat for these guys. Well, I can use that for wheat blocks and decoration, but oh well. I did stuff today. I made progress, and we actually did some really cool. We made the bottom area of our base light up, and that is really good. Light up during the day, not during the night. During the night it's all dark, but I can't show you that because it's not night. So damn. I'm considering, like, should I do something about those areas? Because especially that house is really dark. I'm gonna see if I can do something about that. Okay, so that is now also done. Well, I mean, I added a little bit of light, and I think it's good enough. You can still see some dark spots, but it's definitely a little bit brighter. I think I might actually see if I can try and do the same on that building. It should be doable because of the way it's all turned out, but I don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see. But I do like this because now the roof is far more noticeable. You can actually really see it down there now that it's lit up, so that's really good. Now I also maybe want to do something to that roof because it's pretty dark. I think, oh shit, sorry, I punched my mic, but I think it should be possible. But I mean, further on, I think we're pretty good. There's like one dark spot over there I want to put a light in, and I think then I'm done with the mountain for sure. And now in between episodes, in between this episode and the next, I'm going to be cleaning up these houses. I've already put in some windows and stuff. Now I'm going to be decorating the insides, you know, put all the spruce wood in, and you know, get them a little bit cleaner. Especially this area still looks a bit crappy, and the mirror also needs some work, since if you look at the mirror you can still see the back side of the, you know, like through the windows you can see stone and stuff, which should not be the case. You should be able to see wood and stuff. So that's another thing I'm going to be working on. And besides all of that, I'm also going to be thinking about the future and what I'm going to do skywise. Like, what blocks am I going to use, and how is that all going to work out? So that's another thing. But in the next episode, we're going to do something. I actually don't know what. I'm thinking we'll probably get started on the logging processing area. So we'll make a nice house over here and do some other stuff. But that's all for in the next episode. I'm gonna go and do some other stuff. Goodbye.